Yo, what is going on, everyone? It's your boy Pup. We are back for week 6 of the LPDL LiliPup Draft League. Today we are facing off against Kung Fu and their Sharp Edge Scissors. If you guys haven't checked out last week's battle, I guess it probably should have been up a couple days ago. Make sure you go check it out. We played against Matt, who is just a great guy, a phenomenal guy. So make sure you go check out his video, sub to his channel. And, you know, while you're at it, sub to everyone in the LPDL. We have some great content coming out. But they have a very, very scary team here with Kung Fu's team. Right now, I think they only have like 1 or 2 wins at this point. I mean, we're only at 2, so it's a little bit of a tough situation. Anyways, we need to win this game, basically, to have our shot. If we go 2 and 3 throughout our last 3 games, I should be fine. I would love to go 3 and 0. I would love for that. But first of all, they have their Uber, which is going to be Mienfoo, just a really good Pokemon. Nice that it can't run Eviolite in this game. But not like super important. Doesn't really like change a lot of calcs. Just a scary Pokemon that can click Knockout, U-turn, Fake Out, High Jump Kick. You know, it has a bunch of other coverage options if they need it. They have Pawniard, which can be a very, very scary Pokemon, especially with like Defiant sort of stuff. Luckily, they don't have like a webs Pokemon that we would have to defog away, anything like that. But if we do set up our own webs, then like Defiant Sucker Punch can be very, very scary into us. They can also be more defensive, which is what I'm expecting here. Like T-Wave plus Stealth Rocks is scary for my team. They have a Shelder, which is the best setup sweeper in LiliPup, having the Shell Smash and being able to click Skill Link boosted Icicle Spears and Rock Blasts. Also has stuff like Liquidation. Luckily, we have Pokemon on our team that should be able to eat it up decently well. We also are facing off against a Sprigatito, which has Protean. Does have a lot of decent coverage, no like a great dark besides Sucker Punch, which is nice. So we're gonna be seeing stuff like Seed Bomb, U-turn, Play Rough, stuff from them, more likely than not. They also have a Salandit, which we saw on Bio's team in season 1 of the PPDL. It's a very scary Pokemon, which has a great speed tier. They're fastest Pokemon on the team, and just can be really scary. I also am worried about T-Spikes from them. They have an Esper. I don't really know what this Pokemon does, but it is decently fast, 17 speed, and can probably like set up screens, do that sort of stuff. Can probably be very offensive as well, where Psychic does solid into my team. They have a Hippopotas. If they want to set up the sand, they can do so, although their team kind of hates the sand. So maybe they bring it as more of a defensive Pokemon, Eviolite, with Stealth Rocks, with Slack Off, you know, sort of thing, which is pretty solid into my team when I don't have a Toedscool. They also have a Terra Bagon, which can set up Dragon Dances, which is super scary. I think they're like Sheer Force Life Orb, like Totodile that we faced a couple weeks ago. So scary Pokemon. What Terra do I expect versus me? That's a very great question. Maybe something like Terra Dark, hit like the Bronzor. Something like that is a solid option. It also means that I can switch into my Gothita if I was like Choice Scarf, which I like to bring a lot. So I think Terra Dark is probably their best option. They also have a Shuppet. Shadow Sneak Pokemon can probably click like Poltergeist, hit pretty hard with that, and you know, deters a lot of stuff like my Meowth. Luckily we do have knockoff on that Pokemon, so it's not too big of a deal. And then Swablu, which is a great defensive Pokemon in LiliCup, so we can see Eviolite on this thing if they want to bring it. Defogger, so I can't really get up my Sticky Web super reliably versus them for multiple reasons, but it's great at that, and it can be very strong offensively. We did play it in what, like PCPL finals in LiliCup and lost to it, so it's definitely a threat to my team. But yeah, I expect them to definitely bring like top 3. I think Swablu and Bagon also come, and then the last one's probably like Sprigatito or the Salandit. We'll see what actually comes here. Starting off with our team, we're going to start off with our Gimmighoul roaming form. This is one of my potential leads. If we do see no Hippo on their squad, then I'm going to lead with this guy. More likely than not, if we see Pawniard, then I can Terra Blast Fighting into them, since that is our Terra type. If we see Mienfoo, they can't fake me out, and I always live their knockoff because my Sash, so I can knock them out with 2 Shadow Balls, which is great since I do outspeed them. They're not Choice Scarf. I also have Protect later on in the game if I have already Terra'd. I don't want to get hit by Fake Out, especially if I've been brought down to my Sash, so I don't have to worry about that. Power Gem is also solid to be able to hit the Swablu since it is a normal and flying type, so I can't hit them with my Shadow Ball. So it's just a little bit of extra damage versus them. We also have a Choice Scarf Dewpider, which actually outruns everything on their team despite its very, very low base speed. And Liquidation is super free. They don't have great switch-ins, especially after the Bagon Terras. I also like clicking Leech Life into their team because it, you know, is a little bit better and not letting in the Shelter because that thing is threat if I'm, clicking liquidation right into them, letting them get a free setup opportunity with that Pokemon. We also have a Choice Scarf Growlithe, which does have some of the same drawbacks, being able to, like scarf ourselves into Flare Blitz puts us at risk of Shelter, but it's not too big of a deal. I can also set up Stealth Rocks, which are pretty solid in this game just for whittling down their entire team. We have Close Combat to be able to hit the Pawniard if we need to lock into that. And it also, it's just a solid neutral hit versus a lot of stuff on their team. So it depends on what we want to hit versus them. We also have a Shellos, fully Fizz Def. This thing takes on the Shelder, hopefully. We are not like the Storm Drain ability. I don't think we need it here. Their water moves aren't doing too much. I'm mostly worried about Rock Blast, but I can click Clear Smog versus them, always get rid of their boost, so I should always be able to eat one hit from them, even at +2 after a Shell Smash, and just Clear Smog that away. Earth Power also does a ton of damage, and might be able to knock them out after like a Stealth Rock, and if they're like Eviolite through the special defense drop, I think we should be okay there. I also have Ice Beam, which hits Swablu, which I'm scared about. It's a pretty solid Pokemon in general that should be great defensively versus them. We have an Orange Berry Volbeat here. Brick Break is able to hit the Pawniard. U-Turn is solid versus their entire team. Thunder Punch, that of course I changed the wrong typing for down there, but whatever. We have Thunder Punch, which mostly hits the Shelter, but also can hit Swablu, and then Roost for some Prankster healing. And then last but not least is going to be a Focus Sash Meowth on the squad, which can click Fake Out, Knock Off, and Faint, which is a very, like it's 30 base power, so very weak priority move though, which is really nice, so I can click it anytime. Also goes through Protect or anything like that, so it should be pretty nice here. Mostly, like I have Thunder Wave plus a Focus Sash in case like a Bagon gets out of hand or anything like that, and click that, but also Fake Out plus Faint should be able to decently get through any of their setup sweepers. I also can T-Wave the Pawniard, which is a huge threat. I can T-Wave the Mienfoo, always live one hit. But I am really worried about them getting their hazards up. So, if we do see the Hippo, I lead with my Dewpider, which should be able to one-shot them with Liquidation most of the time. This bring us into a tough situation versus a Shelter, but it's not too big of a deal. And then if they don't bring the Hippo, then I lead Gimmighoul, so that their other hazard setter, the Pawniard, cannot just straight up set it up where I Terra Blast them in the face. They also potentially do have spikes on Shelter if they want to have it, but I'm not as worried about that in this game. I don't think that they will bring that. But yeah, that's going to be the team. Hope you guys do enjoy. Please be sure to leave a like and subscribe. Trying to hit 500 by the end of the year. But let's get into the battle. All right, what is good, everyone? We are here connected to Kung Fu Panda. Brought a very interesting team, not what I expected. We do see the Hippo, so I think I'm going to lead off with Dewpider. No Pawniard is great. We don't have to worry about that thing setting up hazards. It can be a little bit scary for Mienfoo. We see that, but yeah, we do see... I didn't expect the Hippo, and I didn't expect the Shuppet. Do see Shelter, Bagon, Parafairy on that Bagon, which is great for me. Not what I expected at all either. It's not like great, but it's not bad. I mean, it doesn't really matter in this game at all, I guess. I think like Clear Smog from Shellos does extra damage, I guess. But I don't know. I feel pretty solid about this one. I think, yeah, we just go Dewpider. I should be able to outrun everything except for their own Scarfers, and they have no great switch into Liquidation. If they want to switch into Shelter, I mean, be my guest, go ahead, but I've got my Shellos. So I should be solid in that regard. Just going to go for it like this. Really don't want to let them get their Stealth Rocks up, which is the most important part. I really expected to see like Salandit, Sprigatito, Pawniard instead of the Shuppet plus Hippo, but is what it is. Good luck, have fun to my opponent. They're just going to lead with Mienfoo, which is fine. A Liquidation from me has like a very outside chance to knock them out in one shot. It's very outside. I don't think I died any one hit from them. So I think I can just liquidate here. They're just going to fake me out. They do 5 damage with that, which is just no attack. So maybe just like bulky regen. If they have no bulk, then we do knock them out. So we'll see. As they do just straight up withdraw. They just straight up withdraw, which is interesting. Out to Swablu. This thing should take some damage. I'm assuming it's Eviolite. Okay, maybe not. That thing is definitely not Eviolite. Jeez. But if they're Choice Scarf, it's a bad situation for me. For sure. Are they going to be Choice Scarf? I don't think so. Is it worth switching anyways? Because I don't want to let them get the free Shell Smash? Actually, not even. That doesn't matter that much. Let me just liquidate again. Yeah, they're not Scarf. We're Scarf Dupiter. We're going to pick up a kill easy. They probably went out to the Swablu expecting to defog there. Maybe like boots or something on them. But we probably... I mean, we might see Shelder come out here. We might see the Fu come back out. Might see another Pokemon like a Scarfer from their side. What is that? Yeah, it is the Shelder. All right, so this is where it gets scary. I mean, I'm gonna go hard out into my my Shellos with no hazards up or anything. Adamant Rock Blast only kills me if they get 5 hits of 5, which is 1 out of 16 to the 5th power. It's not gonna happen as they do Shell Smash. Okay. They can also crit me, which would be bad. And I'm assuming that this is just Eviolite. Probably not White Herb, right? Yeah. So I'm going to clear Smog on this turn. We should always live this Rock Blast. They do go for it. They hit 4, so we should be in the clear as long as we don't get crit. I think even if we do, we should be okay. Yeah. We just had to dodge a double crit there. So we're going to get the clear Smog out, which does a decent chunk of damage to them. And I just spam clear Smog versus them. There's no reason for me to click Earth Power or anything like that, because they don't die to an Earth Power at -1 from this range. So Shellos did exactly what I expected of it. They're gonna just knock me out with another Rock Blast here, which is totally fine. They have no boosts. I have no way to get around this guy now. I mean, that's not even true. Because I do have priority on Meowth. I could go Fake Out plus Knockoff right now if I wanted. But I don't think that makes too much sense. I think like Growlithe Head Smash is the play, or Gimmighoul. Because Gimmighoul's Shadow Ball should be a pretty good chance to knock them out here. Volbeat Thunder Punch maybe as well. I think I'm just going to go out to Gimmighoul though. Play it a little bit safer. It might not knock them out at this range. I think they should be right on a roll, basically, where it's like 70% in my favor. But I'm just going to Shadow Ball here. No reason to Terra. I want to make sure I'm still immune to Fake Out or any move that Meowth wants to go for. As they do just Ice Shard me, that's fine. We might not even kill them here. We probably do, but we might not. No, they live on 1, so glad that they did that. We're just going to Shadow Ball here. Yeah, they're just going to Ice Shard again. Totally fine. Gimmighoul now, I mean, we don't have that Focus Sash, but no big deal. No big deal at all. And I love this position. Shelder's out of the way. Don't have to worry about a Pawniard or anything like that. We probably just sack this thing off. We see Shuppet, which is gonna play Shadow Sneak, right? This thing probably clicks Shadow Sneak versus me. I really want to go hard out to Meowth. Knockoff is not quite enough to... Well, if they're not Eviolite, it probably should. Actually, I mean, I could just go hard Meowth here. I also think Growlithe is a solid play. Growlithe could be pretty solid here. Let me just... I want to look at the teams really quick. Like, this thing, I don't need it. What is Growlithe doing? I mean, it's pretty solid. They do have the Hippo that they can swap in. What about my my Meowth? I kind of need the Meowth in this game. But I think it's like... I think I just gotta go Meowth, right? Because I don't want... If I go out to Growlithe, then I just give them free Stealth Rocks. So I'm getting rid of my Sash anyways. If they go for the Will-O-Wisp here. It's not the end of the world because I can still T-Wave with this guy because they do sneak. Awesome. I mean, we should just be able to click knock off for free versus them here. They have no real great swap. And my Dewpider actually looks insane here. Especially once they Terra Fairy on that Bagon. I just click Liquidation versus them. And, I mean, they can't switch in, for sure. Because they do withdraw. I mean, maybe we get damage on Bagon or something like that. So they go out to the Mienfoo. That's fine. This thing cannot be Eviolite. We'll see what they were, though. Maybe they were. No, they were Assault Vest. Okay. That makes sense. That definitely makes sense. AV. Now they have no item. I don't do too much to them. I can go out to Volbeat, which I think is what I want to do here. We're not like Acrobatics, which I kind of wish I was in this scenario. But I still threaten them pretty well. I mean, I still threaten them because I can click Roost. You know, I have an Oran Berry on my persons, and click Roost, I'm always faster than them. We know that they're not AV'd up anymore. So let's see. Yeah, they're just going to fake me out. Just 4 damage, which is what I expect from no attack invested. I can T-Punch. I don't think that's the best play. I think Brick Break or U-Turn is better. I kind of do want to click U-Turn, but if they don't swap out, then that could be tough for me. Let me Brick Break on this turn. They do withdraw. Is this the Shuppet? If so, it's a good play. Yeah, I thought the Hippo might be the Pokemon to come out on that turn. Are they going to be Sandstream? They are. Okay. So we're just going to get a little bit of damage off here. Hippopotas. We did probably about what I expect, like max defense, maybe Adamant. I can Roost and get a lot more damage off on this guy, or U-Turn and get a lot more damage off on this guy, which is what I'm going to do as they withdraw. So we're going to get some nice momentum here as they go back into the Mienfoo. And this should do a decent chunk, nothing too crazy. And I mean, I could go out to Growlithe here, right? Can I go out to Growlithe and click Flare Blitz? Actually, looks like it probably doesn't knock them out. I can probably go out to my Gimmighoul, which does a lot to them, and go Dewpider, which definitely takes them out on this Foo. Yeah, it's probably Dewpider here. I could also set up my Sticky Webs if I wanted to. I don't think I need to at all. But Liquidation from me should be able to knock them out, especially if they click Fake Out. They're at what, 50, 55, 60, 65, a little bit above. So what, they're at 13 HP, looking like it. 50, 55, 60, and they might be like 14 or something like that. No matter what, I just click Liquidation here, get the damage off on this guy. That's great. Yep, and we knock them out with a crit. Potentially mattered if they're max Fizz-Def, then it was a roll, and I think in my favor to knock them out there. I think it was like a 70% chance in my favor. Maybe if they had like a little bit of HP investment, then who knows? But I feel like that was like pretty in my favor. What are they going to send out now? It's the Bagon. Yeah, I mean, this is the scary Pokemon, right? Because this thing has the chance to just, you know, Dragon Dance all over my team. I do like Liquidation here because it does just about 50% to them. Yeah, try to bring it into range of my, my other guy, my priority. So I'm going to get a good chunk off there. They're going to Dragon Dance up, so they're +1/+1. I'm assuming that they're like Sheer Force Life Orb. They're going to take some Sandstorm. They are faster than me. And I'd love to keep my Dewpider around because it just wins this game afterwards. So what, if they're like Outrage or something, Outrage, nothing on my team eats at this point, correct? I think so. So I think I just go Gimme Ghoul. Actually, let me look at the sand turns. One more. So yeah, I just go Gimme Ghoul here. If they DD again, that's not horrible. I can definitely deal with that because we have the Meowth in the back. Fake Out plus Feint should be able to take them out. As their Dragon Claw. Alrighty. I think we should be okay. They are Life Orb, like I expected. So we just go out to Meowth here. I just click Fake Out into Feint. If they're Protect, that can be scary. But it's not. It's definitely not because we do have the Feint and the Focus Sash. And unless they're like Scale Shot here, which would be insane. But I just click Fake Out. They're going to withdraw out to the Shuppet. That's totally fine. I don't really mind that one bit. And now, I mean, if we're able to get out into our Dewpider, I think we just win the game. Which is why I'm going to go Growlithe on this turn. If we see them swap out to the Mienfoo, that's totally fine. I just sack it to click Flare Blitz and get a ton of damage off on them. Put them into range of Dewpider, and then Dewpider just basically cleans. That's the game plan. I still think I can lose this if I play it terribly and if they play amazing. But I'm not going to, I hope. So they do withdraw. We should see them. Oh, they actually go back out to the Bagon, which is fine. Because they are not boosted yet or anything. Head Smash definitely knocks them out. It looks like Close Combat does as well. Flare Blitz doesn't, I think. Well, if they Terra, then Close Combat wouldn't. I think I have to Head Smash here. And I have 2 opportunities for it. And we hit it. Okay, awesome. So we're going to knock out the Bagon on this turn, which is great. Dewpider basically just goes crazy. They go Mienfoo. Like, even if they're somewhat defensive, Head Smash does a good chunk. Maybe I would swap out, try to save it for a Flare Blitz anyways. I can probably go out to Volbeat. Oh, they're Hippo. Do they even have Foo in the back? Or am I just being dense at this point? I totally could be. Foo is dead. That's actually so funny. I think I just go out to Volbeat on this turn. Get this Pokemon out of here. Try to preserve Diff if I can. Hippo, POTUS. They might click Stealth Rock, which can be bad for me, but not like the end of the world. They're just going to EQ. Should bring us down to our Berry. Yes, it does. Which is great. I also could have made the Dewpider play there. But this just made the most sense. I mean, I think I have to sack something, right? I'm going to U-turn out this turn. And I feel like sacking makes the most sense because I always beat their Hippo with my Dewpider, right? I always win the game with Dewpider. I don't want to, like, just be stupid and lose. So I'm going to go Meowth here. Meowth, I most likely live this. As they do Slack Off, so that's great. I just get the free knockoff then. We're going to take some little Sandstorm damage, which means we probably die at the end of this turn. But I get the knockoff, which if I get this Eviolite off this Pokemon, then I just win. Which is exactly what happens. No more Eviolite for them is great for me. As they Earthquake, this probably knocks me out, plus the chip. It doesn't quite, which is nice. I mean, maybe I preserve my Diff here by going out to Volbeat. I'll try it. Don't want to get too crazy. Don't want to let my Dewpider take damage with the Shadow Sneak lurking in the back. And then the Meowth can also clean up that Shuppet as well, which is nice. So Hippo, no Eviolite versus my Volbeat. I mean, they've already used, what, 2 Slack Offs? So I can actually just, like, out-heal them here, I think. So I'm just going to click Brick Break. If they swap this turn, no big deal. They might want to be able to get their Sandstorm back up later, which is fine. Maybe preserve this Pokemon a little bit longer. Wish I was Ice Punch here. Well, yeah, we're just gonna break. Does over a quarter as they set up their Stealth Rocks, which is a good play by them. I do think that my Volbeat just beats this thing 1v1 though. I even kind of want to click U-turn on this turn. I can sack off my Meowth if I need to. And then if they kill that Meowth, then I Flare Blitz with Growlithe. I just don't want to be stupid and lose. Right? Okay, I get them on the predict here. That's great. So they got the Shuppet out. I think the best play for me is just to go Growlithe and click Flare Blitz. That does a ton of damage for being resisted. I think we are in the clear here. I mean, I could go Dewpider, which I just want to preserve my diff here, man. Like if they're max attack, Shadow Sneak, max attack like Adamant, Shadow Sneak, I'm at 13, and then there's Stealth Rocks up. There's a chance for them to knock me out, especially if they're like Bandit or something. So we'll just go Growlithe, play it safe. 2 Flare Blitzes knocks out the Hippo, so they can't swap. And 1 Flare Blitz knocks this guy out. Even after this, I can go... I might be able to go hard Dewpider on the Hippo. I don't want to lose it, though. Okay, they switched, so I think we just win with this guy. I think Growlithe is going to do it. Like, they've got no Eviolite on this guy. Pretty sure they just get to it KO'd. Even if they were, like, impish. Oh, well, they just super straight up died to that. Had a little bit of chip on them, so, I mean, they were super duper dead. So, yeah, great game to Kung Fu. That was a scary one. I think I just prepped very beautifully for this game. I think the Shellos, it worked exactly how I needed it to. I just needed them not to get unbelievably lucky. Like the odds of that, let me check it here. They're gonna Shadow Sneak. I'm actually curious how much that does. What, like 9 or something? It's a good amount of damage. 1 out of 16 to the 5th is on the order of like magnitude of -7. Like it's insanely unlikely that would happen, but it could have. And like with crits and stuff too, it would have been scary. But yeah, a great game to my opponent there. We do take a 4-0 win to put us back on track. I really just need to go 1-1 in my last 2 games. I'd love to win out. And I mean, we do have some scary opponents, so it's going to be hard to do that. But yeah, if you guys do enjoy, please be sure to leave a like and subscribe. I'm happy to be back, happy to be winning a little bit. So yeah, feels good. See you guys in the next one.